I've been feeling like a kid lately. This happens to coincide with getting a new bike. I've joined the cargo bike world. I couldn't be more excited about it. Today I'll walk you through that whole thought process on making the decision of getting a cargo bike, and I'll share a few interviews with some other cargo bike enthusiasts that I've met in Toronto. But for now, here's me acting like a kid with this rad bike. Okay, let's rewind to February 2025. Today's a special day. It's a bike building day. I'm building a Bullet. I'm heading down to Pedal, who have kindly allowed me to come hang out and do the build. Very excited. So the gentleman pictured is Eric, a co-owner of Pedal, and that's him riding my bike to be on another bike. This is the world I want to live in, folks. Bikes on bikes. So I arrived, and Tim was getting set up. He's got an incredible tool chest with everything you need to do a build. And then we got to doing some unboxing. Bullets come in some really incredible packaging, actually. Each box has illustrations on it, and they're all sort of different. Very incredible. This is me just kind of pulling things out, trying to figure out what's what. A cool thing is that the big box that the frame comes in, you basically flip it upside down and then you assemble on top of it. So we spent a few minutes just unpackaging the whole thing and getting everything set up. Bullet bikes are really beautiful and very light. I'm not strong enough to lift them with one arm, but they're still very light. Probably the lightest cargo bike you can buy, and one of the reasons why I chose it. I did actually help. That's me putting in, I can't remember what I was doing, something with the dropouts. But Tim instructed me graciously and then probably had to correct whatever I did wrong. Okay, let me take a moment to bend your ear about why I decided to get a cargo bike. So first off, I guess I realized I love carrying stuff on bikes probably around 2021. I was volunteering for a group called the Bike Brigade, and if you like carrying stuff on bikes and helping out your community, you should check them out if you're in Toronto. But yeah, I decided to start saving years ago, and because I live car-free in Toronto, I'm very grateful that I can do that, and I put that money that would have gone into the car towards this bike, and eventually I had enough to buy it. I decided to get an acoustic bike because it is more affordable and because I'm pretty stubborn about using my legs. I might regret that because I've already carried some heavy stuff on this bike, and yeah, the motor is probably a good idea. I can always put one on later though, so we'll see. We also set up a little time lapse to record the entire process of the build. It only took a few hours, and before I knew it, I was out giving it a little test ride. I have to say, piloting one of these bikes, it's so wild. It takes a while to get used to, and it's a little trippy. It's been 6 months since I got this bike, and I love it, and cargo bikes in general. I've really been so inspired by this kind of bike that I actually reached out to a few people in the community to interview them about how they use their cargo bikes, and I'll include these clips to follow.
My first cargo bike was a longtail cargo bike, which I absolutely loved. And I got a cargo bike because I wanted to be able to move and carry whatever I wanted without a car. But then that bike broke, and the Bullet was a bit of a no-brainer because it's an incredible bike, and it is one of the few cargo bikes that come in a non-electric version. Fun. It feels really, really, really fun. There are few things that bring me as much joy as carrying a lot of weight and a lot of stuff on a bike. What else have I carried that is interesting? Obviously, I've carried a lot of food with my bike brigade deliveries, lots and lots of food. That's pretty fun. Carrying my other bikes, yeah, nothing else really comes to mind. I mean, giant hardware store runs with lumber and soil and gravel. One time I carried like 650-pound bags of gravel. That was pretty intense. 13,000 kilometers. Yeah, in 23 months. I talk about it like it's a baby. Like I say how long I've had it in months. I don't know if I have mellowed out or if there's something about riding a bullet, but since I primarily ride the bullet around on city streets and stuff more than any of my other bikes, I have found that I have had a lot fewer issues with drivers. It could be its size. It could be that maybe drivers think that somebody on a big bike like that is maybe a little more serious and less easy to boss and push around. Could be that it's bright orange and impossible to miss, or it could just be me that I've mellowed out. But I do find on it I have far fewer issues out on the road. Right here. My little rock on the shore of the Humber River. I come here many, many times a week and park my bullet and myself under a tree and just watch the water move.
We got our first cargo bike when we were living in Ottawa. We had a garage, which was great. That's something I hear a lot from people is that it's very hard to store cargo bikes. It it made trips possible that we would not have done by bike. I think that's the main thing. Before we got the cargo bike, we had a bike trailer. We got the cargo bike when my son was about 18 months old or so. And I was kind of like, oh, we don't really need this. Like, we're doing fine with the bike trailer. But it suddenly I could see forward into like the kids getting older and bigger and see that it was like still possible to not have a car. So we have a long tail and a front loader, and the long tail is more versatile. I'll admit it. Like it's shaped like a regular bike, really. So there's some trips that I do where you're going on a trail and you have one of those like little gaps to fit through, and I don't think that the front loader would fit through. This is like it's like a pickup truck sized bike. Like it's like enormous. It's like a minivan. But on that said, I think that the front loader is like more fun to ride and more unique to ride. We bought it mostly for this car seat ability, and so I biked everywhere with my baby when I was on parental leave last summer. I think we were like among our friends kind of early adopters. Like, oh, they have bikes, they have cargo bikes, they carry kids in bikes. And I keep a list of people who have talked to me and then bought cargo bikes because I'm very happy about this. I think it's like one of my my legacy will be more cargo bikes in the world. I hope. I always say to people, just try one. Like that was what did it for us. Is I was really kind of thinking like we'll get one someday. We'll get one someday. And then we tried Robin's cargo bikes, and like I think like a week later bought one. Like I was like we must buy a cargo bike.
I think it was nice to be able to share it with my sons. I think that was the part I was able to do. Not give me back that freedom of being alone and do what I want, but now I can share it with them. And because their life, they're always like so much gear to carry around. And you try your best to keep it minimum, but there's everything to carry. And so then you have this freedom so you can go around the city, do your errands like you used to do at any time. And the fact that it's electric, it's a small car. Like I tell people, it's the cheapest electric car you can buy. That's the big difference, I would say. No, I love it. Why not? I always wanted to fight when the car dies, when we should not have it, and now we don't need it. And we just need to rent. We live downtown. It's easy if you have to go to the cottage or stuff. But I don't think we miss it that much, to be honest. And I still love driving cars. Like, don't mind me when I rent a car. I like to get the big one. I like to. I'm not a crazy driver, but I still love a nice car. Yeah, it's just a different way of moving. It's not because you have a car you hate walking with your family in the park. What I don't like is people like that who don't pay attention, still on their cell phone, and they drive tanks. And my safety doesn't matter to them. And with all the changes happening in the city, I don't think it's a case anymore. And I think that's what happens every time you have a minority becoming less of a minority. They start to make their voice heard, and that clash, I think. Yeah. I put the infant seat adapter on a cargo bike, and suddenly people see the infant seat. They give me like 9 meters of space. They will let me pass. And why are you not like this with me all the time? Especially I'm the one who don't cost money. I pay taxes, you know. But no, now people usually they consider you like a normal bike. It's the kids. That's why in the winter I have the cover. I put like a camping light, inside, so they see it's lit. So people see it's like having a baby on board. Oh yeah, a 16-foot ladder. Yeah, I put
16 foot?
yeah. I did a chest like a chest drawer, like it was a 5-foot one. So it was hanging over, but same thing. having the kids in there, we pick up friends to go for ice cream, and you see the kids eating ice cream on the bike while we're in the street, and people love that. So then it's like, this is amazing. This is how it should be.
As you can see, I've met some pretty wonderful people riding big bikes, and I'm excited to join their ranks. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention two important things. My bike's name is Major Tom, but I also call it Major Tomato. And then the next thing I kind of buried the lead on. I'm a dad now. And soon I'll be carrying the most precious of cargo you can find. See you out there!